Today, I want to talk about the biggest problem with Modern Warfare 3. And right off the bat, I cannot stress enough how important this actually is. This was an issue that was plaguing Modern Warfare 2 over the entirety of the last year, and I don't want to see the same mistake happen with Modern Warfare 3. If you're a pro player, if you're a content creator, or if you're anyone who is going to be playing this game and will ever play a private match, then I really need you to listen up. I know I don't normally ask of this, but I would greatly appreciate it if you could stick around for the entirety of this video. And if you agree with anything that I'm saying in this video, please drop a like. Please share this video around, especially with Sledgehammer Games, because they are listening to feedback, and I really do think that they could save this. I just really don't want this to ruin another year of Call of Duty. If they act now, or at least explain why this is happening, then we could get some clarity on this situation. But even though I've talked about this issue before, I haven't actually shown visuals. I haven't fully covered this, so I wanted to make an in-depth video showing you guys what's wrong with private matches in Modern Warfare 3 and also Modern Warfare 2, and even just a lot of recent Call of Duty games, and what is going wrong and how they can fix it. And in order to do that, we actually need to go back to the original Modern Warfare 3. So yeah, guys, I hopped on the Xbox 360. We're back on the original Modern Warfare 3. We're going to be going into multiplayer, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what is wrong with private match in the newer Call of Duty games. And really, the only way to do that is to show you what went right with Modern Warfare 3. And there were a lot of older Call of Duty games that had this for private matches, and it's just straight up missing, and we need this to come back. So we're here in private match. I gotta censor those classes as remote hackers and stuff. So we go to game setup, right? And immediately, you know, we have our maps and stuff. We got a good old classic Modern Warfare 3 maps. But when you go to pick the mode, it's not the vault, but it's the My Mode section. You could actually save custom game modes on Modern Warfare 3. So if I pick a game mode here, I think I was gonna pick like gun game or something. Yeah, so we picked gun game, and then you can see we have all of the options here, right? Not only could you pick the entire rotation for gun game in the original Modern Warfare 3, which was pretty awesome, the main point that I want to drive home here is the fact that you could not only fully customize these game modes in private match, but you could also save them. So even if you want to be completely evil and have like 3 javelins in a row and 3 riot shields, if you wanted to save this custom, they called it a recipe back then, if you wanted to save this recipe of Modern Warfare 3 gun game, you could. That way, once you set up all of these rules and spend a lot of time actually working on everything, you can just click X right here at the bottom right to save the settings, and you'll never have to actually build this game mode again once you have it saved. Yeah, so you'll see as we go back, I click X and we could save the mode here. And if we were to back out and come back, we could just instantly load up that version of gun game and play it without having to recreate the rule set. I think I'm doing another example here with domination, I think on like hard hat or something. Yeah, so I put on domination hard hat, and this next one is a really important one. As you can see, we can go into private match and we can create default classes. These are classes that everyone in the lobby can access, and you can also force people to use the default classes. So let's say you wanted to do snipers only, playing domination on hard hat, you can easily do that because you can force everyone to use the same class. That way everyone doesn't have to waste time, and you don't have to be on like an honor system of everyone using the right stuff, because you can just create it yourself and then you can save it. Now obviously if you played the original Modern Warfare 3, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that all of this stuff was here, and we've had it for a lot of different Call of Duty games. Not so much recently. A lot of the recent Call of Duty games haven't had this feature, which is exactly why I've been advocating for it so hard. I mean, look, we're on hard hat, we're playing domination, and we are using the MSR that we're forced to use. We can't pick anything else. This is going exactly according to plan, and this was just a superior system to what we have now in the current Modern Warfare 3. Now, after I show this example, I will explain more in depth as to why I think it's not possible, but we need to hear from Sledgehammer Games as to why we can't do this. Because the ability to create default classes and save your custom game rules no matter what game mode you're playing is a massive time saver. For the last couple of days or so, I've been playing in a $150,000 tournament that Optic invited me to. It's been crazy, and we've been playing Search and Destroy. Look, we're on Search and Destroy right now. We can create all of the default classes that everyone would use in the tournament. We can make the rules exactly what we want. We can restrict things as well. If you don't want people using C4s, Claymores, bouncing Bettys, throwing knives, whatever, you can restrict all of this, and you can also just let people play with their custom classes, but you can restrict things so that way they can't use them. For this S&D tournament, every single time we load in, we typically have to change our classes because there's like an armory unlock glitch where every time you change teams or load up into a different match, if you don't have like a piece of equipment or a perk unlocked for online multiplayer, it still like locks it off for private match, and you have to change it every time, which is very frustrating. And every time someone wants to change the rules here for this S&D tournaments, they can't save it. They have to make it every single time. And the problem on Modern Warfare 3 is that since we're no longer using peer-to-peer in private match, it's on dedicated servers. Also, I just wanted to show, I backed out real quick and I came back and we went to my modes, and you can see every single recipe for every game mode that I made, and we can instantly access it, and everything I've done is still here. But yes, the original Modern Warfare 3 that you're seeing right here, In private match, there were no dedicated servers, and I'm wondering if that's why you're able to save the custom default classes and the custom rule sets and stuff. And maybe since we're on dedicated servers now instead of peer-to-peer, the classes and the rule sets, it's all tied to the dedicated server instead of to the person that's actually hosting the match. Now, that is just an assumption. It's just a conclusion that I came to, which is why we need to hear from Sledgehammer Games about this, because there were so many complaints last year from Modern Warfare 2. We had a tournament last year. I was playing for 50K, also hosted by Optic, and we were running into the exact same issues. Granted, getting the classes made isn't nearly as bad, but getting all of the rules set up in private match for the specific search and destroy rules that we have to play, that takes a lot of time. And if you're idling too long on the dedicated server, it will actually just kick everyone out and then you have to start again. It's a big waste of time. It's extremely inefficient, and we just simply had better private matches roughly 10 years ago. Okay, so we're back on the new Modern Warfare 3, and I'm not trying to discredit them. I will state some pros of the new private matches that we have in the current Call of Duty games, which right off the bat, the first thing is the fact that when you go to create a private match, the reason why it's loading here is because it's putting you on a dedicated server, which is safer to play on versus someone hosting the match, and it can potentially lead to a more fair connection experience for everyone that's in the private match. So that is good, and the fact that we have these game codes, which you can share with people so they can quickly get into your session without having to add you, is an amazing feature, and they should 100% keep this. I don't have a problem with this. What we do need to do, though, is when you're on a private match in Modern Warfare 3, when you're going to set up the custom game rules, there should be some kind of option to save custom game mode presets. I'm just gonna do a random example here, but if I want to play to like 1,000 points, right? Skip the infill, give people 10 points per kill, give them like a headshot bonus point, whatever. We'll even put armor on. Why not? Turn it into Warzone. Turn off field upgrades. Sure, why not? We'll keep kill streaks off. Put perks off too. This sounds like a terrible game mode, but if I want to save it, I can't. There's no way to be able to do that. Now, obviously, this is just an arbitrary example for the sake of the video, but this is actually really ruining the experience for pro players. I know that it's not good for content creators. You know what? Like, I like to host open lobbies for you guys and be able to play these fun game modes, but it just wastes so much time. When we can't make custom classes, whether that's for CDL rules or if you're trying to play hide and seek, no matter what you're trying to do, it is more difficult on the current Call of Duty games. Prime example, let's say we're playing War in a private match and we want to change the rules up. Obviously, Operation Spearhead is the only map that we have access to right now, and if we want to change up the game rules, if we come up with like a really fun new formula for the War game mode, we can't save it. We'll have to change these settings every single time we want to play it, which is obviously just super inconvenient, and it wastes so much time, especially as the game's life cycle goes on. Pros and content creators, and even just people who just want to mess around in private match with their friends, they are going to lose and waste so much time telling everyone what class they should use and hope that they actually use it, going through and changing all of these intricate little details for every single part of the game mode. I mean, look at this, man. War is an incredible game mode, but why would we want to go through and change all of these settings from the default if we have to do this every single time we want to play? You know, it's ridiculous. And I already know that there's going to be that person out there saying, oh, it's private match, who cares? We only play online. Why do you even care about this? My brother in Christ, I'm advocating for the game to be better. I'm sorry if this does not affect you personally, and if you don't use this, but I want this game and all Call of Duty games to be the best that they possibly can be, and in order to do that, they need to serve every part of the community as best as they can. Prime example, I don't play a ton of Warzone, right? But I do enjoy it from time to time, and the fact that it's not here day one for Modern Warfare 3 is kind of weird, right? Again, I'm not big on Warzone, but I can empathize with their situation. The Warzone players are probably pretty frustrated because they're not getting anything at launch, you know what I mean? But the main reason I'm bringing this up is because I reached out privately to try to get this stuff fixed for Modern Warfare 2, and it did not happen at all. There was only like maybe 1 or 2 minor fixes that came, but the big ticket items that could really improve private match for the game, they didn't happen. I think Sledgehammer Games could make this happen. They have been kicking ass so far with Modern Warfare 3. I'm honestly really surprised. Even if the campaign was a little iffy, I've really been enjoying multiplayer, and zombies especially has actually really surprised me. I think a lot of the people in the zombies community are really shocked with how good this mode has been. I think part of that has to do with the fact that the expectations were so low, but zombies has actually been surprisingly fun to play. There is still time to save private matches in Call of Duty, and I really do hope that they can see this video and take this advice into account. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, if you're a pro player who does scrims, who's playing competitively and stuff like that, doing wagers, doing chows, tournaments, whatever. If you're a content creator who plays with your subscribers and you want to set up, you know, like snipers only, domination on whatever map. Maybe you want to play like a really fun hide and seek game mode with your followers. Maybe you're someone who just wants to goof around with your buddies and come up with the weirdest gun game variation possible, right? If you wanted to see that come back, I would really appreciate it if you could share this video with Sledgehammer Games and drop a like on this video. For the sake of convenience, I'll put a little copy and pasting that you can send to Sledgehammer Games, and hopefully they can see this. I really do do want them to continue to improve Modern Warfare 3, and it really would be incredible if they could improve private matches and bring this feature back. And with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I know this is a little different from my typical videos, but I really wanted to shed some light on this issue because I just don't want to have to deal with this for another year, man. I really think that we could actually get this done. Obviously, I'm going to get back to camo grinding and stuff like that and possibly cover some more zombie stuff because, again, zombies has actually been surprisingly good. So if you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see some more Modern Warfare 3 stuff, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later.
Outcome, Triangle.